The story of MH370 is one of the most tragic and chilling mysteries in aviation history. It was a day that shook the entire world to its core. On a routine flight from Malaysia's capital, Kuala Lumpur, to China's capital, Beijing, MH370 departed at precisely 12:42 a.m. But just 40 minutes into the journey, the plane disappeared without a trace. For 10 years, there was no sign of where MH370 could have gone. Neither any evidence was found on land, nor was it discovered in the vast ocean despite extensive search efforts. But now, could there still be a chance to uncover its whereabouts? A renowned psychologist claims to have discovered where MH370 might be. But how did they come to this conclusion? Is it truly possible to find clues about such a catastrophic event? And how did an entire plane vanish without a trace despite today's advanced technology? These are just some of the intriguing questions we'll explore in this video. Stay with us and enjoy as we uncover the mysteries surrounding MH370. This event took place 10 years ago. On March 8, 2014, according to its flight schedule, Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 was departing from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, headed for Beijing, China. On board were 2 pilots, 10 cabin crew members, and 227 passengers, totaling 239 people. Most of the passengers were from China, while others were from various countries. You can see the passenger list here. Each person had their own journey, their own story. But which stories remain unfinished? The pilots on board were very experienced. The first pilot, Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, was 53 years old and had 33 years of experience. Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah had accumulated 33 years of flying experience, but could this flight have become a part of a personal crisis for him? The second pilot, co-pilot Fariq Abdul Hamid, was 27 years old and had 7 years of flying experience. It was March 8, 2014. And the time was 12:42 a.m. when MH370 took off as per its scheduled route. The passengers were excited and eager to reach their destination. But little did they know, trouble was about to strike them in just a short while. After 20 minutes, at 1:07 a.m., the flight moved over the Malaysian coastline and entered the South China Sea. Exactly 12 minutes later, at 1:19 a.m., as the flight was about to leave Malaysian airspace and enter Vietnam's airspace, Kuala Lumpur's control tower contacted the first pilot, Zahari Ahmad Shah, with the following words.
Malaysian 370, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.9. Good night.
Good night, Malaysian 370.
By now, everything might still seem normal, and in fact, it was. But these words, "Good night," from the captain, were the last words heard from the plane. After that, there was no further communication from the flight. The plane disappeared from the radar of Kuala Lumpur's air traffic control. The staff at Kuala Lumpur assumed that the flight had moved out of their radar's range and entered Vietnam's airspace. However, in Vietnam's airspace, air traffic control saw MH370 on their radar, but it quickly disappeared again. They attempted to contact MH370, but there was no response. They kept trying for 18 minutes, but were unable to get in touch. After 18 minutes, Vietnam's air traffic control notified Kuala Lumpur's air traffic control that MH370 had suddenly disappeared. Normally, rescue teams are notified within an hour of such an event, but Kuala Lumpur Air Traffic Control, due to negligence, informed the rescue team only after 4 hours at 6:30 a.m. By this time, it was the time when MH370 was expected to land at Beijing's airport. Everyone at the airport was eagerly waiting for the plane to arrive, but there was no sign of it. A search operation team was immediately called in and began searching the area where communication with Vietnam's control tower was lost, i.e., over the South China Sea. The operation expanded, involving several countries, including 7 nations with 34 ships and 28 aircraft. But despite all the efforts, there was still no trace of MH370. By now, news of the plane's disappearance had spread across the globe like wildfire. TV channels, newspapers, social media, and articles began to flood with information about it. The sudden disappearance of the plane and its inability to be found despite extensive searches left people in shock and disbelief. But little did they know, this was just the beginning. There was much more to see and hear that would leave them even more astonished. People started coming up with theories, while experts continued their search. Although they were making efforts to find the plane, nothing substantial was turning up. 4 days later, a shocking revelation came to light that left everyone astounded. It was discovered that on March 8, 2014, at 1:21 a.m., when MH370 had disappeared from the radars of Kuala Lumpur and Ho Chi Minh, it remained visible on the Malaysian military's powerful radar for the next hour. According to the military radar data, MH370 had first taken a right turn and then a 180-degree turn, heading back towards Malaysia. In about 30 minutes, the plane crossed Malaysia's Penang Island and headed towards the Andaman Sea. By 2:22 a.m., the plane was no longer visible on the military radar either. This revelation puzzled experts and raised many questions. The key questions were, why did the plane turn towards the opposite direction of Beijing? And if the plane was returning to Malaysia due to some internal malfunction or emergency, why didn't it land there? Why did it head towards the Andaman Sea? And where did it disappear after that? Could it have been a hijacking? In response, the search operations initially conducted in the South China Sea and Gulf of Thailand were extended to the Andaman Sea. However, despite extensive efforts, no trace of the plane was found there either. Just a short time later, another startling piece of information surfaced, leaving everyone even more bewildered. It was discovered that shortly after disappearing from the military radar, the plane started sending login requests to a satellite. MH370 attempted to contact the Inmarsat satellite every hour while flying over the Indian Ocean, approximately 35,000 kilometers away. To clarify, it's common for a Boeing aircraft to attempt contacting a satellite if its communication system malfunctions. Using the saved data from this satellite, experts were able to determine the plane's next move. It was revealed that after disappearing from the military radar, MH370 made another turn and continued flying in the direction of the Indian Ocean for the next 5 hours. At 8:19 a.m., the plane tried to establish a connection with the satellite, marking the last signal sent by MH370. After that, MH370 failed to make contact with any satellite or appear on any radar. This meant that when the rescue team was first searching for the plane, MH370 was already playing a game of hide-and-seek, but from a significant distance. Experts, in their efforts to locate the plane, recorded the distance and the time of contact between the plane and the satellite. From this data, they identified 7 possible circles that could cover the plane's location at that particular time. These circles were later referred to as the satellite handshake. The first handshake occurred at 2:28 a.m. and the last one at 8:19 a.m. According to experts, the final circle had the highest chances of containing the plane. However, this circle was so vast that it covered areas such as Kazakhstan, China, Indonesia, and Australia, as well as millions of square kilometers of ocean. Finding the plane in such a large area was nearly impossible. As a result, experts used the recorded speed of the plane and other relevant data to narrow down a possible area where the plane could be located. This area became known as the Seventh Arc. This location was about 2,000 kilometers west of Australia. Rescue teams then began searching in this area, understanding the critical importance of finding the plane. Until the plane and its black box were located, it was impossible to know what had happened before the crash. The operation continued for many months and even years. Despite all the efforts, no trace of the plane was found. Finally, after 3 years, the deep-sea operation was called off, having cost over $160 million. Though no trace of the plane was found during the search, a major breakthrough came in 2015, when a flaperon from the plane washed ashore on the island of Reunion. When experts examined this flaperon, a chilling truth emerged. It was found that when MH370 crashed into the ocean, the flaperon was not extended. This suggested that the plane had crashed into the sea nose first. Over the following years, more pieces of the plane were found along various shores. However, to this day, there has been no sign of the plane or any of the people who were on board. What exactly happened to MH370 before it disappeared remains a mystery, even after all the investigations. Since then, numerous theories have been proposed about the plane's disappearance. Some of these theories include: 1. Hijacking. Many believe that MH370 may have been hijacked. The hijackers could have taken control of the plane with the intention of using it for political or financial demands. However, no solid evidence has been found to support the hijacking theory. 2. Pilot's intentional disappearance. Another popular theory suggests that Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah intentionally took the plane off course. Some believe it could have been a suicide mission where he decided to take the entire flight down with him. Flight simulator data found at Zahari's home supports this theory, but it remains highly controversial and unproven. 3. Mechanical failure. Some experts believe that a mechanical failure, such as a malfunction in the communication systems, may have caused the pilots to lose control. The fact that the plane continued on autopilot mode and eventually crashed into the ocean supports this theory. 4th hypoxia event. This theory suggests that a failure in the cabin's pressurization system caused the pilots and passengers to lose consciousness. The plane may have continued flying on autopilot until its fuel ran out and it crashed into the ocean. 5. Alien intervention. There are also some who believe in an alien theory, suggesting that the plane was captured by extraterrestrial technology. 6. However, this theory is purely speculative and lacks any scientific basis. Remote hacking. In the age of modern aviation, some people speculate that MH370's system may have been remotely hacked, giving someone control over the plane. The disappearance of MH370 is not just the greatest mystery in aviation history. It is an event in human history that left thousands of questions unanswered. This mystery has had a profound impact not only on technology and safety standards, but also on human emotions and the hopes of the families involved. Today, 10 years later, we still don't know what happened to those 239 people or whether their story will ever be revealed to the world. But one thing is for sure: the journey of MH370 and its tragic end will forever serve as a poignant lesson for the aviation world. Will we ever learn the truth behind MH370, or will this mystery remain an unsolved puzzle forever? The questions we have may never be answered, but we hold on to hope that one day the truth will come to light. What do you think? What could be the real truth behind MH370? Please share your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so we can continue bringing you more thought-provoking stories. Thank you.